Welcome to the Attraction Marketing Show. This is the podcast where you learn to use universal power, spiritual knowledge, combined with real marketing tactics, tools, and skills to create the life you deserve and not the one you desire and never fulfill. Learn to blend spirituality with real marketing skills to bring you real-life results, online and offline, and increase your online presence. Hosted by Jock Brokus, author, marketing consultant, medium, and spiritual teacher.
Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Attraction Marketing Show. And this week we are going to be talking about social media engagement, the need for engagement. What about all the fakes that are going on in regards to engagement and the imminent changes that seems to be coming up with from Instagram? So stay tuned, and when we come back, we're going to get right into it.
Do you want to take your business to the next level and get more out of your life? Let's face it, you deserve it. Maybe you don't know anything about online marketing or the tools used, find it too difficult or overwhelming, and you don't have the money to hire expensive consultants, or worse yet, SEO marketing companies that think more about themselves than your business. Are you searching for success and happiness? Well, it's right here and already yours. Join us on the Attraction Marketing Online course and learn how to blend real marketing skills and your inner power to drive you to success. Get over the shoulder lessons and knowledge and take back your marketing power. Email us at jvspiritmedia@gmail.com.
Okay, guys, so welcome back to Attraction Marketing. This is our second episode, and we want to talk about engagement and the need for engagement. So all of your social media marketers out there, small business people, we all understand that there is a need for engagement on social, but what are the big problems? Well, the problems are actually trying to get people to engage, and the fact that even when we do start to get a little bit of engagement, it seems to be taken over for bots. And I have been saying for such a long time that bots are good for maybe the website side of things, but utilizing bots for social media engagement and trying to develop long-term relationships just does not work on social media. It's like a death sentence, to be honest. So you have to wonder, when you go onto Instagram or you go onto Facebook and you see these automated bots and you see clapping hands and little smiley faces and emojis. I mean, let's face it, let's get rid of those and start to have some real engagement. Now, there's a few major changes that seem to be happening in the social media field. As always, it's always changing. And I recently actually watched a YouTube video from a YouTuber called Roberto Blake, and I would recommend anybody to go and watch his videos. They're absolutely amazing, and the guy is probably one of the few people other than Senny Lenarduzzi that I recommend, and who seem to be totally straight and down to earth and really do want you to be successful. There doesn't seem to be any hidden agenda there, so definitely go and check out Roberto's video on this. And he's talking about the likes that are being removed from Instagram, and that's something we'll talk about just shortly. But first of all, what I want to talk about really is the fake social media engagement, because that is a massive problem. And anybody in the social media marketing world, or anybody who understands social media, can identify these fake bots left, right, and center. You see them. Most people don't really want to just put a little love heart or a clapping hand or something of that description. But these are massive, massive signs and signals that there's a bot at bay. And so what actually happens is the bots are automatically commenting on posts or commenting on various things that you put out there. And it gives a false sense of engagement. And the reality of that is that there's no real person behind it. One of the things that I actually do and I've done in one of my other Instagram accounts and on Facebook as well for our legal marketing suite, is I'll ask a question and then I've said to them, go and ask me a question, or tell me, is the sky blue, or tell me, is the grass green? And what happens is you will get people that will come back and will actually engage with you. They have a little bit of a joke and a giggle because someone's actually done that. And I've had a few people come back and say, well, thank God there's a real person at the opposite end of the ether, so to speak. So there is a lot of fake engagement, and that fake engagement tends to, knock out all. It's all vanity metrics, which I really do not like at all. And that's one of the things that Roberta Blake was saying, that the best thing to do is to get rid of these vanity metrics, which we'll speak about in a little bit. But the reality of the fake engagement is also that it's not. You can have so much engagement that's fake, and there's nothing being driven there. There is no real relationship being built. There is no interaction that may actually make an emotional connection to that person. And if you're one of the people that just wants to, utilize one of these social media tools that have automatic engagements, then really you're doing yourself a disservice, and you're not actually doing the work that it takes to be successful online or in social. And really, when you come and you wonder why you don't have any sales, or you wonder why you're not getting any followers, or you wonder why, you can buy them these days, but you're not getting so much interaction on any of the posts or any visitors to your website, then you want to take a good look at yourself and realize, well, do you deserve that if you're just going to be utilizing an automated bot or an automated software? So yes, there's benefits for automation. Of course there is, and absolutely. And I, in my business, I utilize automation for certain things, but that is maybe fill in a content calendar for my clients or for any of the work that I'm doing, and knowing that is actually going to be put out there at a certain time or a certain date. But that's the type of automation that you can live with. But the automation with the automated followers and the automated bots and all that kind of stuff that are trying to engage with you, it is not real. It's fake. It doesn't develop the real relationship. It doesn't make an emotional connection. And I, for one, now jumping into this idea of Instagram removing likes, which we hope it goes to other social media platforms, I'm in full agreement with it. I think it's a brilliant idea. So that's something we're going to be talking about when we come back right after this break.
Do you want to take your business to the next level and get more out of your life? Let's face it, you deserve it. Maybe you don't know anything about online marketing or the tools used, find it too difficult or overwhelming, and you don't have the money to hire expensive consultants, or worse yet, SEO marketing companies that think more about themselves than your business. Are you searching for success and happiness? Well, it's right here and already yours. Join us on the Attraction Marketing Online course and learn how to blend real marketing skills and your inner power to drive you to success. Get over the shoulder lessons and knowledge and take back your marketing power. Email us at jbspiritmedia@gmail.com.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, and now we're going to jump into the section. We're going to talk about this whole thing that's in the news with social media, that Instagram is considering removing the likes from Instagram. And what I want to put right out of the back, they're trying this out at the moment in Canada. It probably will come to us here. But one of the things we want to put right out of the bat, so that people understand, they're not removing likes totally. And at first when I heard it, that's what I thought about until I dug in a little bit more. They're not removing likes so that there'll be no more likes, because that does have an aspect of engaging. It's only one small aspect of it, but what they're doing is they're removing the likes from the public view, so that only the person who actually, posted the post will actually be able to see the likes and gauge that engagement that they're getting, whether it be real people or maybe it's starting to spark conversation. But the reality is that they're removing it from public view. And that's fantastic because there's this thing that everybody talks about, vanity metrics. And vanity metrics is how many followers have you got? How many likes have you got? And let's face it, half of it, you don't know whether it's true or not. Someone can literally go and buy followers, and they're not the real followers that you have. And so these vanity metrics, people are so desperate to try and get more followers, or more likes. And psychologically, that's not good for their health. Psychologically, it also puts them, they could feel insignificant and inferior because other people seem to be ahead of them. And the reality is, whether they've got 50,000 followers, 200,000 followers, or 3 followers, you don't know what's true and what's real. And so removing the likes from the public playing field actually makes it on an even par, and everybody gets a crack at the whip, so to speak. Because let's face it, guys, one of the things that really does get to me is, and it's the same in even in web design and things like that, it's actually to do with, how many followers or how much traffic you get. Quite frankly, I would rather have 10 followers that were sparking a conversation and engaging with me, that I could develop into a long-term relationship, that I could utilize to help identify other strengths within my brand or weaknesses, things I can work on. I can, develop the relationship through making an emotional connection, rather than me having 10,000 followers and 9,000 of them are absolutely fake. The reality is it doesn't matter how many you have. The reality is how many you have engaged. I want to say that again. It's not about how many followers you have or how many likes you have, really. It's about how they're engaged and how you get people engaging. And that is the most important aspect of it. So this removal of the likes from public view, again, I'm saying public view because it's definitely not removed. Likes are still going to be part of the metric. But it's going to force people to become more creative and trying to get more engagement. And that engagement is what's going to actually make the emotional connection between you and a person, a client, a potential client, or of course it could be between, you and developing a long-term relationship with people that you'll work with in the future. There's so many positive aspects to it that I welcome it. And it's something that I really think will help us to build engagement for the future for our business. So, and the reality is that we need it. We need that type of social engagement. I cannot think about the times that quite literally I have gone out there and thought I was engaging with someone and just realized very, very quickly that it was a bot. It kind of makes you go really flat. So what I would say, guys, if you really want to be successful with social media, if you really want to be successful long-term in your business, then start engaging. So we'll just take another quick break and then we're going to come back and we're talking about how we can start to engage and what way can we engage with our audience and make it natural. Back right after this.
Do you want to take your business to the next level and get more out of your life? Let's face it, you deserve it. Maybe you don't know anything about online marketing or the tools used, find it too difficult or overwhelming, and you don't have the money to hire expensive consultants, or worse yet, SEO marketing companies that think more about themselves than your business. Are you searching for success and happiness? Well, it's right here and already yours. Join us on the Attraction Marketing Online course and learn how to blend real marketing skills and your inner power to drive you to success. Get over-the-shoulder lessons and knowledge and take back your marketing power. Email us at jvspiritmedia@gmail.com.
Okay, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. So now we're going to talk about how we engage. And that is very, very important, how we actually engage with our audience. And there's many different ways with it, to do this. And I'm just going to, round us off this evening with just some ideas for you to run away with. One of the best ways that you can engage with your audience is to ask them questions, is to give them a topic, a question, and get them engaged. Let them think about the question. And it can be anything, it can be something like maybe something that was in the news, or maybe you can ask them a question that's related to your business, or you can ask them questions that's related to their lives and get them to answer back, or that kind of thing. And that kind of leads me into that idea of engaging with polls. Polls have been around for quite a long time. And you can actually ask a question and get people to vote on that, an answer, a yes or no answer, or a maybe, or, that kind of thing. So that also leads in with the question things. But one of the greatest things to do, but you have to be very, very careful, is to ask opinions. My father had a favourite saying many years ago when he would say opinions are like, well, we won't go into that one, but you know what I mean. Everybody's got one. So I'm not going to say that on the podcast because it wouldn't be right of me doing, but you get the idea. But, and somebody's opinion may be not the opinion of another person. So you have to be very careful how you choose an opinion type post or an opinion type thing that you're going to try and get some engagement on, because certainly to keep away from two things I recommend you keep away from is religion and politics. Everything else, I think, is fair game. You can ask him about teams, etc. Well, even that can get quite heated as well, because there's a thing back in Scotland, Celtic and Rangers, and one don't like the other. So even that opinion could actually go down the pan. So think about how you can engage them with opinions, and it might be something like weather related or in their hometown or something like that, and you can ask them opinion of places or whatever. So. But you just have to be very careful that you don't jump into any legal issues in terms of defamation, libel, slander, or anything like that. But opinion pieces can actually get some real good engagement going, because there's an old saying that, any advertisement is, even bad advertisement is good advertisement because it gets your brand recognized. I don't necessarily agree with that all the time, because it certainly can be damaging, and we see that from reviews and stuff. But at the same time, if you get a good subject matter with a good opinion piece on there, you can actually get a lot of engagement. And the other thing that I would say is to ask your audience to, do an Ask Me Anything. I actually did this in one of my own profiles, and I created it in such a way that I knew it was going to create an emotional connection, and I knew that people would engage with it because I gave them a chance to ask anything about a particular field. And that particular field was in the subject of paranormal and other aspects like that. And I had tons and tons of engagement, and people were engaging properly. There was only one person that really didn't, but out of it all, everybody actually engaged really, really well and asked great questions. And I found myself taking some time and really answering those questions and actually helping those people out. And that actually created a great relationship. And I made sales of my latest book. And I had many of them, want to learn more. And they learned to trust me just from that one post, because I didn't just type back to everybody. I actually sent a voice message back, and when the people needed more confirmation, or they needed more help, or a little bit more in-depth answer, one of the things that I did, which was a great technique, is I would tell them in the post, I will get back to you shortly, so, be ready for my private message. Now, what that does is that also makes them feel really good, because that's the person engaging with you. But your audience also sees that you're going above and beyond for your audience. You're not just blasé, just giving a general open shot opinion. You're actually taking that person, you're giving them time, and you're giving them time out of your busy day as well. And recognizing that they have some busy time, they have a life, you're able to basically engage with your audience by letting them build more trust with you, as well as the individual who actually asked you the question. And they're amazed, because they actually get a audio message back or even a video message back or something like that. So I have amazing, great success with that. And I really like doing it to help people out. And that is something that I would recommend that you guys could do as well. And the other thing you want to do, another form of engagement that I've used with some of my clients in my marketing business, is to ask for decisions. Ask people to decide on something. And you can take anything. It could be the color of something or an image that you want to use or a logo. Maybe you're changing something or maybe you're deciding to go somewhere and you ask people to let them decide. And as long as you're prepared for that outcome, you can get great engagement with that as well. So we've got questions, we've got polls, you've got your ask your opinion pieces, you've got the decisions where you can. So just even those small amounts there is absolutely fantastic ways. And then, of course, the easiest one that every marketer does, everybody does, is ask your audience for questions. What would you like to learn? What would you like to know? What's your deepest questions? And that's kind of bridging on the Ask Me Anything. But of course, if it's for a brand or it's for a client, then you can get them to ask questions based on the actual brand or based on the service or the product that you're actually trying to get out there. So there's many, many different ways to ask, to get engagement on social media. And also one of the greatest ways is to target, your area. And I don't mean just geo-targeting the particular area you're in, but asking questions about your area, getting people involved, asking them for, where's the best restaurant? Where's the best place? Where can I get the best chicken wings? Or, what's this brewery like? And oh my God, there actually is Scottish whiskey that's made here in North Carolina. So there's lots of different ways to get engagement, guys, and that is what builds relationships. That is what builds your future business, and that is what builds trust, which gets you authority in your niche. So remember, you're in it for the long term, the long haul. You're not on a sprint, you're on a marathon. And if you take the time to give service to the world, if you take the time to engage with people who, and you're going to have problems with people who are just, pardon my pun, but pardon my French, are assholes, and they just want to be, cause you problems, or they're trolls. But you just get rid of them because they're just, stone in your shoe. And what do you do with a stone in your shoe? You take it out and you get comfortable again. So you're going to get them. But for the most part, if you really, really put some time into trying to get some engagement, you will start to see maybe it starting off small, but then it will grow because people will, gain a lot of trust in you. So try those little techniques. Try engaging. Don't buy followers. As I said, I'd rather have 10 followers than 10,000 followers that don't engage, and 10 where 50% of them are engaging, because that's given me the opportunity to develop relationships, develop one long-term relationship as opposed to 10,000 fakes. So that's why we need engagement. I welcome all the changes that are coming in social media, and certainly ask me any questions, anything you want, and I'll be happy to share my knowledge. And remember, I'll be bringing more experts on, not just me. I'll be bringing on so many experts to come and give their opinions, if you like, in social media, on small business marketing. And the last thing I can say to you guys is thank you for listening, and remember, perceive, believe, conceive. God bless.
You've been listening to Attraction Marketing. Join us again on another episode. Send in your questions and get involved. Don't forget to perceive, believe, conceive.